Okay, are you guys talking right now? Can you hear me? What did I screw up?
That seems appropriate.
Okay, I don't know what
You
was
there?
going on there, but I wasn't hearing you guys.
Yeah, we weren't hearing you either if you were
Well,
trying to
you
talk.
weren't. Okay, yeah. Okay. Can you still hear me?
I can see it. Yeah, I
All right.
can hear you and see the
Yep.
screen.
All right.
And you're the Soviets.
Yep. All right. So, all right. Thanks,
Good
guys.
luck.
All right.
Thanks. Is he
Should we go here?
I am not sure what's going on there.
I mean, the game's already started.
Yeah, but he's not in it.
Time's ticking down.
I don't think we can hear Derek again. Well, I guess we get started.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to the culmination of the Illinois State Twilight Struggle Tournament. 6 men started, just 2 are left as Illinois Federation President Derek Miller takes on upstart Jeremy Anders for the right to represent the Prairie State in the ITS Champions League. Justin Abramson with you. We'll get to Frank Zhang and Matt Dominski in just a moment. And whether you've been tuned in all season long or just joining for the first time, we're glad you decided to spend part of your evening with us. On paper, this would seem to be somewhat of a mismatch. Derek is a community leader, a well-known Twitch streamer with 60 followers. He currently leads his ITSL division, and he's ranked number 42 in ITSR. Jeremy, on the other hand, has not played an internationally sanctioned game since 2015 until Derek brought him out of retirement late last year, and his ITSR is number 576. But Jeremy has caught fire in this tournament, came out of the gates hot, and here he is in the championship game after a nail-biter of a win last night. So despite the difference in their rankings, Derek knows better than to take Jeremy lightly. We certainly hope tonight's game holds all the tension and drama of last night's contest. And now let me turn to my co-anchors tonight, Team Illinois veterans Frank Zhang and Matt Dominski. Frank, I'd like to start with you. Jeremy comes into this game by a win by the slimmest of margins, as his opponent is more than 500 slots ahead of him in the rankings. Do you think we'll see him take some big chances as a perceived underdog, or do you think he'll play it by the book and count on Derek's general inability to draw 4-ops to guide him to victory?
Good question there. You know what? Having played him last night, I think he's gonna play it mostly by the book. But he could surprise us, so I think we will see, and hopefully it's an exciting game here.
I hope so too. It would be the first game I've called on this channel to go to final scoring, if indeed that happens. Now, Matt, let's get to you here. I know you started your Twilight Struggle career playing on the kitchen table with Derek, so I'd love to get your thoughts on his mindset right now. It looked like his chances to win this tournament were slim to none, but a late surge landed him here, and now he's got a chance to take that big step to the Champions League. Do you think he's a little nervous, or is this just another game to him?
I think this is another game for him, but I mean it's the championship, so I think you're always a little nervous. I know he was saying he was hoping to be the U.S., but he came out as the USSR, deciding not to go with the Matt special of realigning Australia out of there, but got a nice coup off. So I think he's happy with the start so far.
Yeah, surprised not to see Derek go with De Gaulle Duck as his opener. It's always a powerful opening to take France like that. But instead, he dumps Europe in the headline with 2 scoring cards in hand. That makes sense. He gets a duck coup of Iran off, rolls a 6, which is amazing. Just gives up the 1 VP. Now he's in a good position in the Middle East. Frank, what do you think of that play?
I think it's okay. I would have definitely been tempted by the Gall Duck. I guess he was either scared of a defectors or a purge, of course. And the committing to the Gall Duck is committing to a lot of ops in your hand.
Yeah,
And
I think with having 2 scores though, it's a little risky to try and do it and score in your favor in both regions.
so Derek thinking about a coup in Egypt here, hoping for a big roll, and certainly hoping that Jeremy does not have IP ward, and then he can pick up a couple of easy VPs. What Derek does not have, though, is access. So a coup here, I mean, even if Derek doesn't coup here, he's certainly giving up Thailand. So he's just hoping for a big roll. Maybe he'll steal a quick domination.
Yeah, he's given up Thailand either way. He has no access there, so Thailand's gone for now. I like the coup in Egypt. Try and
Yeah.
get presence next to Libya. Ooh,
So tries the coup and misses. And so Jeremy's certainly going to reestablish control of Egypt, probably go into Libya as well. And if he's got a 4-op, you could see 1 Egypt, 2 Libya, 1 Lebanon here to take domination. Derek will be able to parry that pretty easily, but that's certainly a fortunate roll for Jeremy.
yeah, it's not the role that Derek was hoping for. It's definitely unfortunate. Getting Fidel early, that's nice too. Did not get into Libya, so he could. Well, I was going to say he could fight for domination, but I guess not.
Yeah, I think Derek would probably rather dump the scoring here. He could take Iraq, but then Jeremy would simply take Libya. So I think I like the play to dump the scoring and move on to Asia. Derek is not going to get Thailand, but he should certainly be moving into South Korea and to Pakistan very quickly. Also wants to get NATO out of his hand before Warsaw's played, although I think if Jeremy had it, we would have seen it already.
Definitely.
I would. Yeah, we would definitely seen it. It's too bad that failed there. If that worked, he definitely would have had a chance of getting domination.
I think you just take South Korea outright here with NATO.
I agree.
Yeah, that's exactly what Derek does. I would have thought maybe you would split your influence there between South Korea and Pakistan to get access to India as well. But maybe Derek is a little bit hesitant to enter Pakistan. I know my games against you guys have been decided by timely IP wars, or well, untimely for me,
Yeah.
timely for you guys.
I was
So
gonna
perhaps
say he
Derek
didn't
thinking about
have
that.
to enter the Pakistan until Jeremy entered Laos, so now he does.
Yes.
I do like just putting one there though.
I like this play by Derek, threatening France as well as extending into Western Asia.
Yeah. You
Now
can
Derek doesn't have much to back this up, so to speak. He's only got a 2-op, and so, but of course
use
Jeremy
the
doesn't know
China card. Use the China card. Come on.
that. China card always an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like putting one there. It makes IP war not too attractive to use now, and then you can take both India and Pakistan in one turn and get a little protection there.
And I don't think he has time to event the IP war. I think probably defending France might be more important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jeremy's got to get
but
something into France immediately.
no, I mean it depends. I mean, yeah, France is huge, but Asia is the only unscored region currently.
So Derek decides to allow special relationship to go off and give Jeremy a free one in France. And so the question now will be what Derek does with his 2. I would expect to see at
Like
least
that
1 in
spin.
France.
Yeah.
What do you think about a UNing special there? And being able to draw an extra card on turn 2?
I like that play, honestly. Of course, you're saving UN for a potential CIA or Marshall or U.S. Japan, but I like being able to get that extra card, especially with no access cards drawn by Derek on turn 1.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he's potentially giving up India though.
Yep, he decided he didn't have the ops to fight for it.
Yeah. Well, he didn't want to play as loose as I like to with the China card, I guess.
Yes. So Jeremy's got a little bit of a difficult decision to make. Derek does not have domination in Asia. He doesn't have a non-battleground. Okay, so big ops here.
Fair. Wow. Just
Ooh.
jam North Korea. I like that play.
Okay, well, and I guess our play wouldn't have worked out, Frank, because Derek draws both Marshall and U.S. Japan, so great candidates for UN intervention. But he also gets de-Stalinization, so very strong hand here for Derek. He's got nuclear test ban as well. So all the 4-ops have been seen. We commented at the top of the show. Well, I commented on the top of the show that Derek is bad at drawing 4-ops, but he's gotten 4 out of the 5 here.
Yeah. Would you go with Suez or blockade?
Interesting decision.
Neither are that attractive.
Yeah,
I like blockade because it cuts down a card.
Yeah. I was gonna say
And it's
defectors is a somewhat likely headline too, so
yeah,
blockade probably would have been my choice.
you don't want to risk D-stall with into
Of course,
defector.
it's just not that useful given that you're holding D-stall yourself.
Yeah, well, it's also not as helpful when when he has containment.
Right.
yeah. So now an interesting decision for Derek here. He can take France, or he can protect North Korea, or he can coup. I think certainly he'll want to.
You
I think
take
certainly North Korea is the most important one because Asia's still unscored. Then you
yeah.
give Jeremy the choice of France or the coup, and then you take the remaining
If you
option.
put one into France though, you're gonna well, I guess under containment he should have some forward ups to play with.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think I like this play.
Okay. So where do you put the fourth one?
India.
India. Oh, okay, yeah. That I like.
Not to belabor my IP war obsession, but we have not seen it yet, so it could easily be in Jeremy's hand. So spreading into India important. Don't want to get cut off if you lose that war. And Jeremy's just gonna retake Europe domination. Europe's already scored, but obviously very important to take France while it's open there. And so it looks like Derek is gonna get a coup here.
Yeah, I would go after Panama here, I think.
And just
Yep.
Formosan into Panama is probably fine. To take advantage of Formosan here, that would be a lot of work for Jeremy. He would have to take India, Japan, and Taiwan. That's way too many ops, even with containment. So I think Formosan's probably pretty safe here. I don't know that I'd want to use one of my big bangers in Panama.
No, I like getting domination.
Okay.
I think that's pretty easy to parry though for the US, so I'm not sure if I'd be taking Afghanistan over just taking a coup.
I get what Derek is thinking here because if he takes domination, Jeremy has to. Well, Jeremy might also have the scoring. If Jeremy has the scoring, he can say he
Yeah, he
knows that.
knows he
Well, I
has
can just
time.
take a bunch of decollars out, so I can just take a bunch of Southeast Asian countries and stop this domination. I'll just go ahead and take my coup now. So yeah, I don't like this play by Derek. I would rather see Derek just take a coup.
And I think Derek's hand was wealthy enough to attempt a coup with Suez on Panama.
No, the other side of this though is that there aren't really any good coup targets for the U.S. though. I mean, I guess other than Iraq, maybe if you want to
Yeah.
try to re-stab.
Well, yeah, you could coup Egypt. Iran
But
would not be a good choice. You'd need a monstrous roll.
yeah, and Egypt, I mean, that's not even that great now that Nasser's out, and you still have Sadat, right?
Yeah, it's all about Libya access. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah, it looks like
We already have Libya access. Oh, and rolls. There you go.
there's
Gets
the huge six.
gets Panama Canal protection and an op for D-stall.
Yeah. Quite a juicy brush war target though. But
So
there's
currently
always
it
a
is.
juicy brush war target.
There usually is, yeah. Brush war is just such a
I do think maybe Derek was also hesitating to coup because if he gave Jeremy the coup, he could end up with Angola and or Algeria. But now
That's
Jeremy
true.
is likely to be taking at least one, but possibly both.
So the Panama coup does stop any potential Colombia shenanigans.
yeah.
And Derek,
It looks
it
like it.
looks like Jeremy is going to put one. So having a little technical difficulty here. One, I see one in Algeria
Yeah, I don't know where the
and two
others.
into Libya. Yep.
Oh, he took Libya. Okay.
Ah, interesting.
So I
Uh,
assume one Venezuela, one Chile here for sure. One
I'd say,
Angola.
and then Mexico
Yeah.
get control of Central America, threat and control in South America.
You do when your opponent is under containment, you do open yourself up to miracle realigns here. when you just put one in each side of South America.
Yeah.
But I like the aggressive play here. Ooh, interesting. Indonesia to grab a quiet Asia domination.
Yeah, that's not bad either. It's easily under containment's easily flipped though, so I don't know if I really completely like him.
Yeah, Indonesia is a great place for decall influence, not usually seen with D-stall. I think I like putting it in a battleground, maybe Nigeria, maybe Mexico, over
Yeah,
Indonesia.
I like Mexico a little better. It's a
Yeah.
little if he doesn't do anything next turn, you can easily take Mexico, so it's a little more expensive to get in there, and then to Guatemala to set up realigns.
Yep. Yeah, so one out of Panama, Austria, one Finland, and then honestly, you could even think, well, yeah. Oh, he took one out of West Germany. I don't know. I
Oh,
like keeping that one in West Germany and not letting it be overprotected. Willy Brandt is important. Could even take
Yeah.
one out of Egypt, or
Like,
actually, the one out of Iran might have mattered. And Matt, he does go with your play, one in Mexico.
yeah, I like that play a lot better. Thread in a quick control in Central America and South America that can make for a very rough mid-war for the U.S.
Yeah, if those scoring cards come out quickly, that's going to be a big problem for Jeremy. So now Jeremy's got to respond to this. Certainly, I would think he'll put at least one. Oh, he's going to go for realigns
Trying,
immediately.
and I'm kind of surprised he's not going. Well, gets it in Venezuela. I was surprised, a little surprised he didn't try in Mexico, where he got a +1, where he would get a +1 on the.
Yeah, so Mexico would have been even, and Venezuela was the -1. I think he decided to go for Venezuela because knocking him out there, knocking out the one influence, stops Derek from taking
Yeah.
two countries, whereas Mexico could be pretty easily realigned at any time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
100%. I'm going Venezuela first there.
I
Yeah,
agree with you, Frank.
no, you guys convinced me. That's a good point. I would also slightly consider putting one more into Mexico before the mid-war, just so you can't be voiced out.
Okay, and so Jeremy did have Asia, and so a couple of points for Derek. Derek could have threatened a domination there, but it would have been pretty easily stopped. So, and now Derek is going to looks like give U.S. Japan, and with Asia scored, and then he'll UN Marshall certainly. Going to fill India with with IP wars still left to go. I'm not sure. I think we saw one Zaire.
Yeah, one Zaire.
I think you want to try probably take Egypt and use Marshall to take a domination in the Middle East, maybe.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm about the section. I do like taking Zaire and India. I like Algeria or Egypt here. All right.
Yep, sneaking into Algeria makes sense. And then UN of Marshall, one Egypt, one Syria, maybe two Iraq.
Yeah, or just take Algeria.
Oh, yes, that is true. But I guess I was assuming that Jeremy would take Algeria here. Yeah, I expect that's what he'll do with these two ops. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, setting up for realigns.
Interesting. Sets up realigns and threatens Nigeria because Derek certainly is not going to coup here.
Yeah, but if you go into Nigeria, you're just giving a juicy target to coup next turn for Derek.
Yeah. This makes Algeria a little less valuable because it can get realigned. Yeah. I like the one Egypt and one Syria.
Yep.
I think maybe put at least taking a country in South America to help, but
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to do it, if he's going to set up for realigns, at least force him to roll something well on the realign rolls, I guess. If you don't, he's just going to take the country.
Yeah. What about Iraq here? It's a country you want to take anyway. Middle East scoring is going to come around another couple of times.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
Iraq. It's either that or like overprotect some stuff that might be jammed under a U.S. containment for AR-6. Maybe Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
overprotecting stuff is important.
well,
I do like to overprotect my Asian battlegrounds, but the thing about overprotecting your Asian battlegrounds is if if you're not going to overprotect them all, it doesn't matter a ton to just overprotect one. Plus, Jeremy's given the indication he wants to take Nigeria here rather than doing any jamming. Jamming is also not going to affect domination at the moment. So, okay, Derek decides he's going to take Middle East domination, which makes sense.
yeah.
And I assume Jeremy will either try the Algerian realigns or he'll simply take Nigeria and wait until later on those realigns.
So even with a 2-op here, though, you can take Nigeria and poke Mexico, which is slightly annoying.
That's true. Yes, yes. Under containment, that would be a good play.
Interesting decision to just take Algeria, I think, and just say realign me, because that opportunity might be present for a while. Not sure if
Interesting.
Derek will have time to like coup Saharan states or go Tunisia.
Well,
Yeah, and
he does is just break Angola, which, I mean, I would consider cooing actually, because then it gets you some. Uh, it can get you the country back and overprotect it.
well,
And the
Matt,
Vietnam,
I think we may be about to see a play of the China card because De Gaulle to take France to 3-2, followed by a China card play steals France here.
And devastatingly, we might be seeing a IP war U.S. headline that flips India.
Yep.
Ooh, a
Ooh,
Marshall.
Marshall.
Marshall. Well, that might stop the De Gaulle France deal.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that was a good redraw.
Marshall is obviously a problem for Derek, and Purge would have been an issue for him as well. But that's going to stop the steal of France. Derek also annoyingly has Truman in his hand, so he's going to have to wait for Jeremy to take that back before he plays Truman. He doesn't have the ops to fight for France, even though he knows where Truman is. And Frank, you mentioned it. The IP war here could be huge, especially with Formosan in play. A successful IP war of India here, followed by 3 into Taiwan, gives the U.S. Asia domination.
Would you take Burma in to kind of help protect that though?
You could take Burma, but I think Derek is going to coup instead. Now that his idea of taking France is gone, I think you may just see an Angola coup. If Derek's feeling frisky, maybe a big Libya coup.
Yeah, I
I
I think I think it's going to be a coup in Africa.
Derek complaining about the Marshall redraw for Jeremy, and Jeremy complaining about the De Gaulle redraw for Derek. So, a couple of good redraws there, one canceling out the other.
Yeah, I think you just go after Angola here with the coup. That makes
Yeah,
sense to me.
yeah, and use Cambridge 5, just coup it. I think that's
Yep, I like that play as well. Even a
well.
1 is fine.
Yeah, you want a 2, but or a 5.
Yeah,
I will
5
certainly do.
also good. Yeah, the
Too
Middle
bad you
East
already.
looking good Middle East
Yeah,
looking good for Derek. So the coup in Africa makes sense. And so Jeremy, I would think trigger the war now, or maybe he will wait another action round, take Nigeria, take Burma, stop stop Derek from taking Burma.
take France and Nigeria.
So
I like
even
that.
though Derek has the opportunity to take Burma, I'm not sure I would be doing it. Looks like Derek is not hesitating though, even using
I would
China.
consider. Yeah, no, I would consider doing it because then you get another country towards the country count, and you get protection against IP. I like that move.
So if
Gosh,
he's
it
going to
just
give
seems a
up
little
China, yeah.
expensive with 1-op already in Burma, like using 3 there.
It is, yeah, it is a little expensive, but if you flip India on IP war, that's just so much more
It is a
devastating.
disaster. I will agree with that.
You know,
We're also
Like,
in a little bit of a situation where else is Derek going to put his op? So he needs to fill up the lower half of South America. He would probably like to take South Africa and then maybe Iraq and Saudi. So he doesn't have a
Yeah.
ton of great places to put his ops. But
well,
yeah,
I think
Burma
you
is perhaps a little conservative.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, if you flip India, then it's going to neutral, right? So I don't know. I like making sure you can protect it to keep your domination there. That's a lot of points.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously, only a 1 in 6 chance that Burma matters. Of course, Jeremy would have to roll exactly a 5. But losing
Yeah.
that IP war in the early war is particularly painful. Also, with Formosan in play, Derek would then have to take Taiwan, spend ops in an otherwise expensive and meaningless country.
He already. Yeah, but
So
that's where he
yeah,
put his other two
he's already
ops.
done that as a prophylactic measure to make sure
Yeah,
that
because
even if one country gets flipped, he's not going to be dominated.
yeah, if he takes Taiwan, then he has sole access to Afghanistan as the eighth country to guarantee country count.
Yep. Yes, that's true.
But I do think South America has to be a priority to make sure you can get enough ops in there to protect from voice.
Yeah, certainly you've got to fill up Chile,
100%.
get a second one there. Oh, another nice redraw here from Jeremy to
Yeah.
pull off a Europe domination.
Yeah, redrawing the Marshall with Europe kind of saved him.
Oh, only kicking him out of Saharan states. I guess that's what you want to prevent mill ops, but
Yeah, Jeremy's
Well,
going to event the
Jeremy's
war either
inventing
way.
IP war.
yeah, that's true.
I would event it for the VPs, even though it's only a 1 in 6 chance to win it. But Matt, can you remind me? Does anybody ever roll 6s on IP wars when only a 6 will do?
Yeah,
Does that ever
this
happen?
guy does, baby. This guy right here, mom.
Only on the
I
Team
love
Illinois account versus Team DC.
uh, I love those rolls when they go my way. But man, I those are really brutal. I understand those are really brutal when they're against you.
We were not pleased. And I'm sure it's not the only time it's happened. Okay, so Derek gets a Middle East domination out of it at least. So that's 2 scoring cards that were in Jeremy's hand.
Yeah, that's rough. On redraws right away. That's really
Yep.
rough.
So he's happy to get a quick Europe domination out of it, give up the 3 in the Middle East. Obviously, he was hoping Middle
Yeah.
East would wait until Sadat came out. But 3 points is not the end of the world.
Yeah, now you have more ops to fill up South Africa instead of dedicating Iraq and Saudi now that Middle East scored.
Yep. Okay, and a UN play here of socialists who's going to go for realigns in Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, completely knocks him out.
Doesn't Jeremy have blockade, or did we see that?
That was
Yes.
headlined by
Blockade
Oh, that's
is
right.
gone.
That's right.
Yes.
I was very confused for a second.
I would definitely take Cuba back and take South Africa, I think, or at least you still need one more in Argentina.
Yeah, and I'd like to get one in Chile too, but
Yeah,
I guess
I like
Derek's
just
running out of
taking
ops.
Chile to protect against voice and brush war.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
meant. Sorry, I said one, but yeah, you need 2 more in Chile. I'd like taking both countries. I think South Africa less important here with Derek already in control of 3 African battlegrounds. I think I like 1 Cuba, 2 Chile, personally.
Yeah.
I'd also like to space NORAD and get it out of my hand with 5-year plan also in hand.
Are you scared of a North Korea jam this turn, though?
With US holding the China card, I would definitely be worried about it.
I'm a little scared of it, but at the same time, I'd be just as scared of
Yeah.
an India jam, which has the benefit of giving access to an unoverprotected Pakistan.
Right. You
Yeah.
just can't
So
really protect everything.
yeah, Derek can't. He can easily protect North Korea, but he can't protect all those countries.
Well, he could use EU and overprotect all of them right now. It's
He
expensive,
could,
but
yeah. So Derek decides to take South Africa. He's going to leave Chile at 1. He could use defectors on his next AR to take Chile and leave himself holding 5-year plan and NORAD heading into the mid-war. 5-year plan could be more of a liability here because at the moment there are no scary scoring cards.
And yeah, that's a thing we didn't talk about earlier when Derek played China. CIA is still in the game, so if he redraws it, he could be dead.
Yeah. Now Derek, unless I'm not counting cards correctly, we have not seen IP war here.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
still in Jeremy's hand for sure.
So Jeremy is saving the IP war till the very last turn. I would like to see Derek do something that needs an immediate response to in order
yeah,
to perhaps dissuade him from playing the IP war for the event. I don't know if there's anything Derek could do. Poking France or Libya probably wouldn't do it with Middle East and Middle East and Europe both scored.
you,
But yeah.
I don't know if Saharan states really threatens anything.
It does give you a domination, but
Yeah.
I guess it threatens a flip of Nigeria. But yeah,
You're gonna,
based on that
but you,
play, I would go ahead and event the war.
yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna flip it, I would just rather just coup it.
Right. Yes. That assumes, of course, that the coup is stolen. Oh,
And he,
and Jeremy decides not to event the war. He's just going to jam South Korea and
which
not
which was
India.
which was a little bit of a good move since he drew Asia scoring. So he's gonna have to
Yeah.
fix that. Give up the
Well,
coup and fix it.
unfortunately, he can't drop DEFCON with Junta, but he does have a How I Learned. Seems
Yeah,
reasonable
he
if he
could
wants
do
to
it
fix Korea.
there.
Yeah.
I think
What the
you
heck do I
play.
do with this hand? Well, Derek, you should have spaced NORAD last turn. Now you are going to have to give it up. You certainly can't give up Colonial here in this situation. Pope, you could repair. I hate giving that up too. And Asia, yeah, I like this How I Learned headline here.
Would you? I mean, since you play defectors, oh, I would have headlined Africa.
Well, that would have went poorly after this grain sales.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
he had
well, it's
headlined
going poorly
Africa,
either way. It's Zaire is getting blown up here.
well, now, so if Derek had headlined Africa, then I would assume Jeremy would coos Heron States, and then that would cost 3 points as opposed to just the battleground flip. Derek now has the opportunity to just score Africa if he wants to, but I think he will He will fix Asia up instead.
No, I think you need to
Definitely,
fix Asia because he's gonna take South Korea if you don't.
But what do you fix it with?
Um,
You kind of want Che because now and you want Junta to get you into the other half of South America. I think you're probably going to give up NORAD anyway. So do you fix it with NORAD?
I say
Yeah, that's
just risk it
fine.
with 5-year plan.
Let's not do that.
No, it's not. But I think you have to do it with.
Yeah, NORAD
Uh,
is fine.
um, I would just take Chile here.
Well, I think perhaps we will see a China card jam into South Korea if Derek doesn't overprotect it and India.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that is a little bit passive.
And it kind of might indicate you have Asia scoring.
This
I
is
like this.
interesting.
Yeah, I like it since your opponent knows you have Africa scoring.
Yep, he'll be tempted to put 1 into Nigeria to fix it, maybe 2, because he doesn't know
He's
how
gonna
bad Derek's hand is.
Well, and if you do that, you need to spend a 3-op to keep Zaire too.
Yep.
Yeah. So this gives Derek time to fire off Asia before any crazy China card jams.
Yeah, definitely. He wants to get rid of one of those quick.
Well, I have to imagine he's going to be able to score one of them here pretty darn quickly. There's no way that Jeremy's going to be able to stop both of them, but stop both dominations
He doesn't
at
know that.
once.
Yeah, he doesn't know Derek has Asia.
Yes, correct. Yeah, he would need to have colonial rearguards here, and Jeremy very clearly does not have colonial rearguards.
Yeah,
Yes.
and if you can get both scorings off, then I would actually be fine with playing Colonial because it's not really going to do much damage.
Yeah, I guess it would just kind of fill up Southeast Asia, and
Yeah,
yeah, Derek does have Angola with 5 in there.
with
Okay,
four up.
4-op.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a nice play.
Well, when you have 4-ops, you can make nice plays like that.
The counter distraction jam.
And he's threatening domination now himself.
Yeah, if Derek just scores Asia, then Jeremy will take over Algeria.
Yeah, you got to take Algeria back.
I think so as well.
Yeah, and I
Of course,
think,
if
don't
things
you?
go
Yeah.
absolutely horribly, he does still have 5-year plan to dump Africa.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
I think you've got to use Che for it. I don't think you can allow the Pope to take
No, and
Poland down to 1-2.
you can't use Junta.
Yep.
Or
Warsaw's out of the deck, like allowing Poland to go to 1-2. I know Europe's already scored, but that's a recipe for getting controlled.
well,
Ooh,
I guess
Derek is
he.
going to score. So now I guess he's going with your plan, Matt, which is a
Yeah,
5-year plan, Africa.
I guess you can still try and fight it because you can still flip Zaire or uh, Nigeria. He's going to need another 4-up to prevent all of that in one AR.
Derek decides he just doesn't want to be greedy and he's going to take his domination where he has it.
Yeah, he was, and I would be too, very scared of that Asia domination.
Yeah, it's pretty tenuous at the moment
Yes.
with how terrible Derek's hand is. So now is Derek's idea is probably that if he knows he's gonna 5-year plan Africa scoring, he's probably gonna be okay giving up colonials and he'll space the Pope. Would that be your thought, or would you space colonials, give up the Pope, and just repair him?
Yeah, always a tough call for me there. I think I would space
Ooh.
Colonial and end up regretting not spacing Pope later when I'm getting controlled in Europe.
Yeah.
I would consider flipping Nigeria here.
Flipping Nigeria would give
Give him
Derek
domination.
domination. But
Yep.
I think he's giving up on Africa. He's gonna 5-year plan Africa. So
I
it's
mean,
probably
yeah,
junta into Venezuela.
I like spacing the Pope here.
Yeah.
I I get he's giving up on it, but I would say just try another AR more and just see what happens.
That's
don't. Yeah,
true, but I
I
think
don't think
I
he
would
has
rather
time.
spend that 3 spreading out in South America.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Okay. Well, that's actually good timing because now junta can be used to its full potential.
Yep. See, Eric's realigns on Venezuela work well as well.
Well, he did he got the right win on that realign there.
Would you have
Yeah.
risked juntaing into Venezuela directly and then realigning?
No,
No.
because I get it. I get why you do it because it's
+1
+1
though.
instead of even. But man, if you miss on that
Well,
roll, that is
but
huge.
you're +1 anyways right now.
Well, the roll was even
Yeah.
because Jeremy had more influence in Venezuela.
Oh right.
But But I like knowing that I've got Brazil locked up, and I'll take slightly worse odds of getting both countries.
Fair enough.
So, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what
Yep.
you can do for your country.
This is
Oh,
why I
you
like
can-
having that. Yep.
Yeah.
having
Yeah,
that
this is-
Che available.
This was an amazing case for Che.
Yes. Yes.
Where did he? He took. He did both in Americas. Yeah.
Jeremy's
Yeah,
got to be suspecting that Derek's 5-year planning Africa at this point, right?
Yes. I have to. I have to think so for Derek to not respond.
Liberation. That would have definitely been nice.
He's going to even more suspect it now with Derek giving up colonials and spacing the Pope. If Jeremy has bear trap here, this is a classic. This is time for an AR6 bear trap,
Yeah.
which would force
That
out
would be
Africa
actually-
scoring.
That would be pretty brutal if he has bear trap for Derek. Ruins the whole plan. So it doesn't really do anything that you care about. So I would take Chile, right?
Hmm.
I'd rather take Chile there.
Maybe just take
Yeah.
Venezuela.
Oh, you don't want to be kicked. You can still be fully kicked out of the southern half of South America with voice.
Yeah, I think he'll take Venezuela on the next AR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have time for both. Good ops.
Rush
I wonder if
war
we're going
would
to see
be
a bear
nice.
trap here.
That would be quite ironic. Nope. Coup on Colombia.
I believe that this nation
Oh, that's big. That's a big coup there.
Big roll. Derek will get a VP out of it, but he's also going to take South America control. So this is setting up to potentially be a Derek steamroll if both Americas come out next turn.
Doesn't overprotect Venezuela. Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely would have overprotected there to protect from voice and protect from a jam.
Well,
Figured.
So I think a Venezuela jam or even a poke is pretty strong here, given that Derek
Yeah.
doesn't have a non-battleground, so it stops control and obviously doesn't have domination either, so it just turned into presence.
yeah, I didn't really
Yeah.
like the play into Haiti.
Yeah, I like the play into Haiti, but very surprised Venezuela overprotection wasn't prioritized.
Well, that's why I didn't like it. He already +1 with Nicaragua on realigns, so you didn't necessarily need it right now.
Yeah. And so Jeremy also hasn't taken Mexico yet, so I think that would be more important than a coup in Nigeria or Haiti.
Although Junta and Liberation are out, so I don't think Derek can get access.
That's right. That's correct. So yeah, Jeremy just hoping that the scoring doesn't come up. But yeah, if Jeremy's got any kind of a decent card, I would jam Venezuela here or maybe Panama. But yeah, Venezuela I like much better.
There goes Brezhnev.
No scorings
look
in
at
Derek's
that.
hand. Derek does get one small step, which he'll be very happy to see.
Yeah, arms race is nice. You can push the
Yep. And Alliance is free at the moment.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems like one small step is a decent headline as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one small step to get you to 12, and then you coup with Alliance in Venezuela for nothing.
And then you get up to 15 with arms race.
Oh, here we
or
go.
not.
Whoa.
No,
This is a big roll.
What's he
Brazil?
going after?
Got to be Brazil, right? Best odds.
Yeah. Oh, there's that 6.
So now that makes things interesting for Derek. Yeah, he's going to have to coup Brazil and give up on Venezuela because just coupping Venezuela, he's going to get realigned.
Well,
Pretty decent roll.
Yep.
It's a
And
decent
so
roll.
Derek, without NORAD, that would have been enough. But now with the NORAD influence, you could go one Venezuela, and if Jeremy's got a 4-op, he can take both and even up South America.
Yeah.
Arms race also looking like it's not going to be a thing.
No,
Although
probably
I'm not sure how many playable 4-ops there would be in the deck for Jeremy. Obviously, ABM was still likely
Yes.
to be an event, and Derek
Yes.
has NATO. And I think
But
all
he has
other
correct.
all other 4-ops are red.
I mean, if he has ABM, he might be.
Yeah, Flower Power
considerable.
is definitely
Yes,
the
Flower
one
Power is
choice.
the last one. I don't think that Jeremy would be willing to trigger Muslim Revolution in this spot.
No, if he has ABM, he might just trigger it and coup Brazil with it at 1.
I think I would take Venezuela first, but only a 2.
2-op.
Showing a little bit of weakness there.
Yeah, just take.
You take Uruguay preemptively? I think I would have. Although, yeah, you don't.
No,
Yeah, you
I
could
would
have.
just take Brazil.
Just doesn't give you a domination though, and now your opponent can go into Uruguay and threaten realigns on Brazil.
Yeah, I would go into Uruguay immediately.
Yeah, so
if I were Jeremy.
So yeah, I would have considered NATO, Brazil, and Uruguay as Derek.
I think Derek was probably a little concerned because that makes special relationship a must space. Although he could use the poke. Oh no, he couldn't because I think UK is at 6. Anyway, Jeremy decides to pass on Uruguay, takes Mexico, and Derek does not waste any time grabbing it. Protect Brazil and set up his domination. It's pretty clear that Jeremy doesn't have the scoring, and if he had it, he would have dumped it right there.
I agree.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ouch.
That's rough.
That's a
That
big
is
old coup. Now, he needed a 6 to
is
take
a
control.
map. That is a mat roll there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that thing about rolling a 6 when only a 6 will do?
Yeah. Yeah, he had to have
Gotta
6
love
there.
to see it.
Yeah. A little bit of a desperation play there by Jeremy. I do not believe for a moment that Jeremy has the scoring card, but Jeremy probably thinks that Derek has it.
I like jamming Venezuela.
Yeah, and Jeremy's shown a little bit of weakness here with only playing a 2-op. Clearly, only playing a 2-op when a 4-op would have taken both countries.
Yeah, but we have seen him like to hold higher up cards for later in the turn. So
There's
can't
a
really
few US 3 ops that Jeremy could have, but doesn't want to use as ops, right? Like Bear Trap or Kennedy are the 2 that come to mind.
Yes, that is possible.
Yeah. Lone Gunman, I think, is still out there, right?
Yes, we have not seen the gunman.
And CIA, I think, is still out there too.
So Suez is mildly annoying, but not a real problem with Europe already scored and France overprotected.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. Too bad he already played Special Relationship, though. Not that really mattered.
Well, it did matter a little bit because that allowed France to be overprotected. I don't know if I'd be comfortable allowing France to sit there at 3-2. Even with Europe scored, France is just such an important country. But with it at 4-2, I really don't have a problem with that as the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, if Derek wanted to take France, it's such a realignable country right now in the late war. I mean, it's a little dangerous.
I believe that this nation should commit itself.
So
Yeah, you just gotta
putting
hope you draw a teardown.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Derek's going to put 3 into France. Now, I'm a fan of threatening France as the USSR when you can, but that does allow the realigns in South America. So instead of another poke or a coup of Uruguay decides to go into France and allow himself to be realigned in Brazil. What do you think about that?
And I would definitely take the realigns.
Would you have been willing to coup Uruguay to like try to protect Brazil?
That's terrible. That's terrible right there. Oh man,
Yeah,
realign
that's
himself out.
And
realign
there's
himself
always the
out.
chance the realigns go haywire.
Oh, that's awful.
So, guys, let's reset the board here a little bit. At this point, okay, so another realignment roll in Brazil, better this time, but
It's a little
still be able
better.
to take it back. Derek is up 12 VPs. He is ahead in Central America. He's ahead in South America. He's ahead in Europe. Middle East he's going to be it's about a draw with once Sadat gets played, and Asia is about a draw to Derek being a little bit ahead as well. How's Jeremy going to get back in this game?
CIA.
Yeah, CIA.
Ooh, he's liking that ABM.
Yeah, ABM coup Mexico and a
And it's an
decent and a
instant
good roll
headline
is the
not
ball
seeing
game.
Missile Envy yet.
Yep.
Yeah. ABM is almost always an Insta headline. He gets this coup off in Central America. He actually
Yeah,
gets
that's the
Mexico.
game.
This is game over.
If he gets a coup here,
Rolls a
rolls a 4
4,
on
that's it.
Mexico.
Derek did say
Ooh.
he did not want to be up until midnight, so he's definitely pushing to end this soon and early. Oh,
Oh, and he gets a 3. He gets a 5, which means he gets 3 in there. It means he can't be taken out with
can't be
voice.
taken. But you still knock Mexico down, I would assume.
Yeah, but Jeremy may have South America. Jeremy may have
Yeah,
South
but
America,
South
and he may
America
use
is
this
not
in
a.
South.
Yeah, I mean South America. Well, you have to use it in Central. Central ends the game now. South doesn't really.
That's true. I'm just saying Jeremy may only use 1 or 2 in Central rather than all 4.
Well, he has to use. He has to use 2 in Central.
Oh, he could have just put 1 in Cuba. But
Yeah.
okay.
I don't know. I mean, DefCon's still at 3, so if Derek takes Mexico,
Yeah, I
think
like
just-
scoring here
Yeah.
with
I mean,
OPEC and
think-
cultural in
yeah.
hand.
Yep.
Yeah, you
That's
have
what I was
OPEC.
gonna say.
Yeah. And AI, if you really wanted to try it.
Yeah, I don't
Yep,
think the US can make any VPs here.
Yeah, the U.S. needs Camp David. Would
1 VP, yeah.
would extend the game another AR. But I think Jeremy may just take his coup here, and that would be the game.
Ooh, Derek did just point out he could break Egypt with NORAD, so that would save a point and
That's
keep him
true.
out of.
Well, but if he, because that's that's 2 point. That's the OPEC at 2 points there. Yeah.
Southeast Asia scoring also still in the deck could be in Jeremy's hand. That's what 4?
Ah, yeah,
that's gonna be
is a
4
source of
points.
He would have to play that now, though. I mean,
So yeah, a coup in Brazil, followed by the NORAD influence into Egypt.
well, I don't know. Would you coup Brazil or would you coup Argentina?
Oh yeah, you could coup Argentina as well. That probably makes more sense. Maybe cooing Brazil is a little bit better because if you just remove 1 influence, you set up domination.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
If you coup Brazil and get 1 out, that sets
Yeah.
up a U.S. domination. If you no, it doesn't. Never mind. I'm wrong. Sorry.
Yeah.
Either
I mean,
way,
even if that was true, taking a battleground would be the same. Yeah.
oh, a big roll. And will this go into Egypt? I don't think it will.
I don't
I
think so
think
either.
What
Oh,
else
it
is it?
does. Okay.
Because where else is it going to go?
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. It's a little bit awkward to put it into Egypt, but
Yeah, I mean, and he's got to be card. He's got to be card tracking, so he knows OPEC is still out there.
yep.
Uses China right away.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because he wants to get a bunch of countries where he can't really do much about OPEC, I guess.
Yeah. And if the game miraculously goes on, I guess Derek can event cultural and take back China.
Yeah. So I
mean,
think
you
Southeast Asia will get scored here.
Southeast Asia, for U.S. to continue the game, Southeast Asia has to score here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know what else you can score to get you points.
Missile Envy would extend the game another AR.
I mean, if he's willing to risk playing it, I guess you could actually. And then if you get Usuri,
Okay, that's going to extend it another AR.
if you Missile Envy's random, right? So if he could draw Usuri, he could make Southeast even more worth it for him to score.
Yeah, I don't know what Derek would decide to give to Missile Envy. I don't think he'd want to give up Usuri, but he doesn't want to give up Bear Trap either.
Probably cultural.
Yeah.
But you don't really want to. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could give up cultural, but I would assume you wouldn't want to.
So that Camp David play suggests to me that Jeremy does not have Southeast Asia scoring.
Yeah, which means if Derek locks up Saudi and or Egypt like he just did, that could be the ball game.
I don't know if that's actually true because it Derek can't win with OPEC this round. He still gets 4, so he knocks it down to 13. So I don't know if that's entirely true.
Okay. All right. So Jeremy needs to score some VPs here, or he needs to break control of 2 countries, or he needs to play Missile Envy.
Well, not play it. He has to event it.
Yes.
And if he can snag Bear Trap, that would put a little dent in Derek's plan. But
Yeah, so if Jeremy's got Missile Envy, I think he's eventing it now. He knows that
this
Derek
might
has
be
OPEC.
game. Yeah, he might be saying good game here.
Yep.
Yeah. He knows it's his turn though, right?
Yep, and that's gonna do it.
Yeah, that's game. CIA lone gunman. That's rough.
Yes, so Derek Miller, our champion of the Illinois State Twilight Struggle Tournament, he's going to represent Illinois in the ITS Champions League. Wow, what a game! And so again, a game that I call on Derek's channel fails to make it to the late war. This is just par for the course. But certainly, an interesting game. There's a little bit of back and forth there in the early war, but Derek just took control in the mid-war and wouldn't let go.
Yeah, I think Derek knew that if he had you on, it wouldn't go to final scoring. So he wanted this to be a quick game. So he invited you to enforce that.
Yep, it's late for me as well, so I'm happy for the opportunity to get to bed at a reasonable hour. Well, semi-reasonable here. It's after 11 on the East Coast, and I have a 2-year-old in the house, but we will make do.
Sounds fun.
Well, this was a good one, and congratulations to Derek. Big win for him as he comes back from kind of in the middle of the standings to make a run to the top late. Gets the win over Jeremy to advance to the Champions League. Frank, any final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, not so much here. Just congratulations, Derek. Couldn't think of another better representative of Team Illinois, and we'll see how far he goes in the next stage of the tournament.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I know, Frank, that you would have liked to been involved in this one, but it was entertaining nonetheless. But that's going to do it for our coverage of the Illinois State Twilight Struggle Tournament. Once again, it's Derek Miller with a Turn 6 VP track victory over Jeremy Anders, sparked by an OPEC for 4 points to get him to 21 VPs. We hope you've enjoyed watching these games as much as we've enjoyed bringing them home to you. For Frank Zhang, Matt Dominski, Derek Miller, this is Justin Abramson signing off and reminding you that rankings rise and fall, records are made to be broken, but flags fly forever. So long for just a while.